It's recording. I think. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Is this? It's a little bit harder than I thought it would be. Just making sure that everything's good. Okay.
Every year, millions of high school and college students leave their home country for the United States, leaving behind years of friendship, family, and ways of life. Immigrants seeking higher education in the United States made up 28% of all college students in 2020 alone, and more on the way annually. While it may seem cool to travel to a foreign country without family to start a life of your own, this lifestyle may take a toll on one's mental health. Does being so far away from all you have ever known create an increase in stress and anxiety? That is what we are trying to find out. Thanks to our international friends, we were able to gain some perspective on this subject.
So my high school in Germany is pretty strict and they have a ton of workload. So it's pretty much kind of what I expected, and I'm used to having a lot of work to do. So concerning this, it's what I expected. And concerning the language, I hope that I would get along well, and I think I do. So yeah, I think it's been good. Thinking of homesickness, like the first, I guess, 2 weeks were like really hard. Simply because you're like so overwhelmed with everything. It's like a completely different culture. Everybody speaks another language, and you're like so overwhelmed. So I cried a lot, and I was like, I don't want to be here. And my friends were like, you will see, just chill, you will see. It's like, okay. And then when classes started, it was when I realized, okay, this is what I want to do, that I'm in the right place. And then I met a bunch of other people. So I was like, okay, I'm in the right place. And then my homesickness was like completely gone. Of course, I have some situations where I'm like, I would like my family to be here, but simply just to see what I am seeing, to experience what I'm experiencing. And I think that's not really homesickness. It's not like I want to go home. It's just I'd like them to be here.
I have went to an international school in Dubai for my whole life, which is why I've kind of developed a good English language. I expected things to be a little different with language. I expected myself to not be as fluent as I am in comparison to everybody else. Other than that, I feel like the only experiences that I have with Americans is through movies. It's really cool to see how everything kind of tied in together when I came here. Everybody seemed like they did in movies, but a little less, movie-like, stereotypical. I think the only misconception is just based on the fact that all my exposure to the US was through social media and movies. There are a lot more normal people in comparison to what I see on social media, which makes sense. Everybody on social media is there for a reason or has a purpose to be broadcasted to a wide audience. I think that people in general tend to be the same here as they are over there. They may be a little more reserved though here. I feel like over in the Middle East, everybody seems to act like family regardless of whether you know them or not. Here it seems like everybody keeps themselves a little more, I don't even know my own neighbors here, but over in the Middle East, everybody was really friendly with everybody, and neighbors would bring people stuff all the time, and everybody would have a good time, so they cared for each other as if they were one big family.
To be honest, I didn't have a ton of expectations, simply because I didn't want to be sad about them not being true. So, but what I expected is that people are like way more open, simply because that's kind of like the cliche. And that is definitely true. I don't know if it's like a Minnesota nice thing, but it's definitely true that the people here are way more open, they talk way more, they smile more. So that's good.
A lot of people in the US are very welcoming, which I didn't really expect. I was sure that there were going to be some welcoming people, but not as many as this. It seems as if everybody wants to help me out and wants to see me achieve good things. other than that, I've been trying to just embrace every opportunity that has come my way. So overall, I think it's gone great.
I feel like you would have to be 100% sure that it makes sense for you to come here, simply because it's a lot of money. And like most universities in Europe are like basically free. So if you want to come here, really be sure that the US will benefit to whatever your degree is. I think that, and be open, I guess, because the US definitely is different. It's a whole different system. The university system is completely different, so be open to that.
I would recommend other foreign exchange students looking to come to the US is just to find a spot where you think you can achieve your goals and sort of pursue your interests, because there are a lot of different things to do, and being in a place that you think you can grow is going to be very important.
With all of this in mind, what stood out the most was the fact that no two international students have the same experience with coming to the US. Just because they are not from the US does not mean they share the same outlook on how leaving their home country impacted their mental health. It is clear that for Caroline and Amar, leaving their home country definitely played some role in how their mental health was, but over time, the US became another home to them. While this may not be the case for every international student coming to the US, this process allows us to gain a better understanding of how leaving home impacts a person.